Hello, today's lesson is going to revolve around how I approach a character with my body. It's one of the very first approaches I often make with a character is to start with how the character walks or holds their hands, or it'll develop and change as the process goes, but it gives you a way to try to you're going to be that other person, other physicality, and then how do you blend that with reality? That's the tough part of acting. I always think of this when I started to think about this kind of idea of what I was going to talk about. The first thing that popped in my mind is I had a friend who put a pebble in his shoe. So that way when he walked, it was uncomfortable. And I said, well, is it making you limp? He's like, no, it's just making my foot uncomfortable. And so he kind of walked that way, that little bit of limp. I thought was just really interesting to do that. So and it was early when I started acting, I started thinking, how do you approach a different character and use your body language to help sell that, or even if it's on the inside. So it doesn't necessarily have to be right for the audience, it's what you feel as an actor on the inside. So I'm going to look at two characters. I'm going to kind of look at a fun one, and then one I'm actually working on for a play I'm going to do, which we were supposed to do this April. We're going to do a year from April, so I still get to do it. The first one is kind of the fun character, and I called him Geeves the butler. I sort of made up a character here so I could kind of explore it. And so I'm thinking if I'm playing that butler, that traditional butler character. And so the first thing I think is the body language, and I'm pulling myself up, right? I'm elongating my neck and I'm holding myself. And so that'll kind of get that. And so I was thinking, as you hold your hands, so what does it do? And it puts your hands behind your back as you're waiting. And then it would also change a little bit how you walk, that same attitude, like almost heel forward, like I'm going to lead with my, kind of lean into it. Not like a human walk race, so, I'm kind of just walking through this way. If I've got my hands behind my back and I'm standing up tall, I'm taking that graceful step, and I'm almost exaggerating the heel toe, like I'm dancing, You can't really say the heel toe here. And so I kind of use that physicality, so as I'm working on lines or working on blockings, I might try that a little bit every so often, right? I might try to walk stiffly, say the line, and I realize it'll lead to that sort of clip speech or that attitude, the haughty attitude of the character, so that body language would inform it. And you should know by now that when you get all of yourself involved in a character, it will lay it out for you in a better sense of the word. So we're just kind of looking at how that body language, playing Geeves, that physicality works to set that up. So one of the characters I'm playing will play a year from April. Hopefully you'll get to see it. It's one of the projects I've been most excited for, is playing Eeyore in Winnie the Pooh. And so people know Eeyore, right? You kind of know that character. And so I started a little bit with that gloomy mood. I knew that, but what's the physicality for that? And one of the things that was really interesting, and I'm kind of jumping ahead to something that happened in rehearsal, but this is talking about you adapt, is I didn't think about this, but the director kept having me these moments where I would have my back turned and I'd kind of look over my shoulder. So kind of that Eeyore look, he's on all fours, and so but so I had my back turned, especially at 3 in the morning. So I started. That's one of the physicalities the director helped me find. I wasn't really thinking about where my body was in location to the audience, and that's a really good key. So when I started working on lines, I thought gloomy. What can I do with that? And so that sort of led to this droop trend and rounding my shoulders. Okay, so that's kind of how I started, and I realized that looks it doesn't fit the animal, and I have this bad habit when I act of putting my chin down, so that I'm not looking at the audience. I used to do that a lot, especially when I started, and I still do it. Directors will remind me, hey, you're looking down. Because that's like my introspective, my thoughtful look is to look down. So you have to work with it, so that same attitude. So I kind of push the neck out so that I could drop myself down. And so that kind of helped to get in the mood. So then I started going a little bit longer. So you start rehearsing, you start playing with that character, but I've got that gloom, so I'm letting my shoulders roll. And I'm walking slowly, okay? So then I started investigating more the physicality of the character. What I'm finding is that he's got that sort of hopeful thing. He wants to get there, but he's just sure it's never going to work out. So you don't really want to go find out they're not going to build your house or they're not going to include you. So I found myself kind of widening my stance. It's going to be really hard to see in this video, I realize. So I kind of widened my legs, and that gave a little bit of a wobble. Okay, Pooh, it's all right. You know, like it gave a little bit of waddle. It slowed me down and gave that sort of gloomy face. So I got that physicality, trying to keep my chin in and myself droop. And one of the things I investigated a little bit is I was thinking about an animal. And he's an animal, and he represents sort of that pulled back, that hesitant animal, the one that, not in the sense of Piglet where it's hesitant because he's not sure he's doing it right, but just not sure that anybody's going to like him or anything's going well. And I thought, he stomps his feet a lot, and I bought these boots to stomp. So what do my hands do? And I thought, like, closed in and up here. So it's sort of my all fours. I'm not going to bring my knees up. I'm not going to walk all four. So that I kind of drew my hands up. So again, I'm going to keep my neck out. I heard your song about snow, Pooh. Oh, it's a sad, sad world. Especially all that snow about 3 in the morning. And try to get that look. I don't have the look there. So that's what I'm doing. Okay. I would love to see if you're working on a character, you find a character, what's your physicality? What are you doing with your body? How are you using that body to influence your voice or your character or your attitude? What are you working on? Send me some videos. That's one of the things I would really like. Have a good day.